What's up everybody, Tiffany Outdoors here. Today I want to give you an update on my isopod cultures. There's the hawk. Before there was a Tiffany Outdoors, there was Tiffany the farmer.
On a U-turn when possible.
No, we're not U-turning.
Hi. Hi, what are you doing? Hi, baby. What?
So sadly, I have lost a few of my cultures. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you just can't explain why you just have a sudden and massive die-off. So my latest one, and I'll go through them because I'm going through the bins now, is my Armadillidium maculatum, the zebras. And so far I have found 5. And what I'm doing is I'm putting them in that vivarium there. There's 4 in there now, and I'm going to continue. I will continue watering this bin. I'm not going to feed it because they do have the leaf and stuff in there. And I'm just going to keep continuing to water it and keep going through it until I get all of them out and in that vivarium. I just found one lonely one. So I'm just going to go through these bins one by one and give you guys an update on each culture. Alright, let me show you this one that I found. Found that one. And unfortunately, its stripes, as I noticed as my culture got older and older, the stripes weren't quite complete. It's hard to tell, but this one's, the stripes are not complete. It's more dotted. Alright, I'm going to take this little kiddo and put it in that vivarium. And you can join his other brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, whoever in there. I don't want that dirt in there. I just want only the isopod. My next culture are the dairy cows, the Porcilio laevis, and these are doing okay. Not as well as I had hoped, but doing okay all the same. There's a cow right there. When I first got this culture, I was kind of freaked out and kind of didn't like them very much because they're kind of shaped like a roach, and it just kind of was like, kind of really grossed me out. But these guys quickly became one of my favorites, and these guys get huge. There's a couple babies right there. There's a baby, or juvenile. And these guys, they really like, they're protein hogs. They love proteins. They love the protein. So these guys, I give them the fish pellets. So I've got a few fish pellets in there for them, for protein. If you don't give them enough protein, what will start happening is they'll start cannibalizing themselves. They'll start eating some of the smaller, weaker ones. So I feed these omega-1 goldfish pellets, and that works really well. And from time to time, I'll feed them some dead feeders, like they'll get some of the crickets that have died. I don't have any crickets right now, but I will be getting some of those here soon. but I'll give them the dead crickets and they will chow down on those. By the next day, that cricket is gone. So this culture is doing okay. Not the best, but it's doing okay. This next culture is the Porcellonitis pruinosis, which are the powder oranges. Now, you guys, if you want a culture that will explode in population quick, powder oranges are your way to go. These guys breed like rabbits. I mean, they very, very quickly will explode in population. Although all of my cultures seem to have had a massive die-off. I'm not quite sure what happened or what was going on, but these guys the numbers are bouncing back. So I'm happy about that. So all the Porcellio species, they like the protein, so I give them the fish pellets. These guys are very, very entertaining, and they're super active too. That's what I really like about these. They're very active. They're always out and about and moving around. Very busy. This is a very busy species. So slowly but surely, this bin is slowly coming back. They're coming back. There was a huge, massive die-off with these guys too, but they are slowly coming back. Got some very, very small babies. There's one right there. So very slowly but surely, this culture is slowly bouncing back. This next culture is my Armadillidium vulgare, and these have all but about died out. I'm not quite sure there's anything left in this bin. If there is, I'm going to treat it just like I did the zebras, and I'm going to continue to water it. Oh, there's one right there. There's a Nasatum. Let me grab that one out of there. I'll show you. It's right there. There's that one right there. I'm going to grab that one out of there, and I have a vivarium to put that one in. Come here, kiddo. And I'll slowly but surely phase this one out too, because there's not enough in here to get a culture going. But I do have a vivarium that I put wild caught culture in, and it'll be going in that vivarium. I'll just continue watering this like I did do the maculatums, and periodically check it and go through it and see if I can find anything in here that's alive and put it in that vivarium, which would be much more suited for a vivarium life. I'm not going to feed it, just like I haven't fed the maculatums. That's how I knew there was a problem, because when I fed the maculatums, and I went back a few days later and the food was still there untouched, or it looked untouched. That's when I knew I had a problem. And again, this bin had suffered a massive die-off. Not sure what happened, but it's actually sad. Just can't figure out what happened. All right. I have my wild caught culture. Boy, say that 3 times fast. In this vivarium here, that nano vivarium, and I'm going to take this one single Nasatum and throw it in there. One single Isopod. It's actually quite pretty. It's very interesting. It has nice different colors on it. Alright, let's get this in the vivarium. Disappeared quick. It was always my plan to have a vivarium with isopods in it, so this is perfect. Disappeared quick, didn't it? Well, there we go. It's in there. And there's quite a few other isopods in there too. And of course my springtails. But yeah, this environment will be better suited for the isopod. Next culture is my Porcilio scaber. And these guys, again, I had a massive die-off with these guys also. And they're slowly coming back in numbers. There's quite a few juveniles in here. And I'm going to dig around to see if I can't find some larger adults. There's a few there. These guys don't get super big. But I tell you what, they do love those magnolia pods. I haven't moved that. That's the stem. That's how big it used to be. Now the only thing is left is that little piece right there. Let's dig around and see what I can find. Not very many in here. Not many at all. And I'm wondering if I may have fed them something that caused the die-off. I'm not quite sure. I really don't know. Maybe I didn't give them enough protein. That could be it too. If you don't give them enough protein, they will cannibalize each other. So, in go some pellets. I'm going to wait till this one bounces back in numbers, and hopefully I'll be able to put these guys in a vivarium soon. Alright, my last culture is the Porcilio ornatus yellow dot. And these guys get quite big. There's my finger. It's bigger than the width of my fingertip there. That's my pointer finger. These guys get pretty big. But I really do like those yellow dots that they get on their backs. Very interesting species. And these guys are big on protein also. So of course, give them some protein. Look at all those yellow dots there. So pretty. So pretty. Look at those dots. Beautiful. Alright, I want to dig around in here and see if I can find some babies. Oh, there's a few juveniles there. There's one right there that's barely got any spots at all. I mean, look at the size of this adult. It is just truly massive. Like, that's got to be at least an inch long. At least an inch. Very well close to an inch. That's my first joint of my thumb. It's almost as long as my thumb is at the first joint. That's pretty big. There was a little juvenile. I am happy to see that I do have some larger adults in here, which means that a higher possibility of having some babies in here. I just have to make sure that I give these guys a little bit more protein than what I have been giving them. Oh, yep, there are babies in there. Oh, yeah, there's a whole bunch right in this area here. And, of course, they disappeared. They're so tiny. You can barely see them. See those? There's one right there. So, yes, very happy. Okay. These guys are doing okay. This culture was never really, really big to begin with. And then it exploded. And then it got small. So, there's that. There's somebody getting a piggyback ride right here. Look at that. Who knew that isopods had Uber? Oh, too cool. Okay, yeah. So I'm just going to start giving these guys a little more protein. They got babies in here that are so tiny I can barely see them. So I am very happy about that. There's a lot of babies right in this area here. And they're so tiny, so tiny. SD card is full. Thank you for watching. See you guys in the next video. Bye.